I'm Mandy, and this is my journey to self-discovery. I'm 41, spent 20 years in corporate, the past 7 years as an entrepreneur, and have 4 businesses. I've spent my whole life highly driven by success and achievements. Now I'm putting it all on hold while I tackle my biggest life questions. Why am I here on this planet? What am I here to do? What's my life's purpose? What's in it for me? This is me without the mask, slowly shedding the old self in pursuit of my real self. Hey, so it's week 2, and it's already been a pretty amazing week. A lot of reflection so far this week, and really just trying to take it all in. You know, I started this idea of a vlog thinking that it would take me like a year to uncover my purpose and that it was going to be this huge, long process. And I ended up getting it very, very quickly. But what I got was not at all what I expected. And so now I'm having all of these just crazy thoughts around that. And I have extreme gratitude for it all. But I guess, I'm kind of Monday morning quarterbacking it a little bit and just, I don't know, just trying to kind of digest it all. I really thought, and I've spent the last couple of months doing a number of exercises trying to, kind of figure out my purpose, really drill it down. And I thought that my purpose actually had something to do with helping, with obviously me finding my purpose, but others finding their purpose too. And what I've learned is that it actually is even higher than that, or maybe you could even say even deeper than that, and that it all comes down to love. And I felt when I found my purpose, which you can watch in the first episode, how that all came about, even during that process, I felt a little bit of, disappointment, like, oh gosh, I mean, there has to be more. There has to be something that's so much bigger. Your purpose has to be so much bigger than that. That's what you think, right? That we're here to save the world, solve the problems of the world. So we think that our purpose is just so big. And so when I heard love, I just kind of felt like this, and even still just trying to kind of get my mind around it. But when I look back, this has been such an amazing life of just synchronicities and so much guidance along the way. But if I look back at every single time that I held myself back from, potentially what could have happened, it all comes down to self-love. And so when I think, to think about love, it's hard. It's hard because, and I think why I was so disappointed was I feel like I'm such a happy person. I feel like I love everyone. I mean, I see, I work so hard to remove judgment and to just love others. And I am proud of that. So when I feel like it's, talking about my purpose, it feels like something so big that I need to achieve. And so I felt a little bit like, gosh, I've kind of already, I do that already. So I didn't feel like that excitement and that, the big challenge, the hero's journey. I didn't feel that when I heard it. But yet again, when I look back at all the times that I've held myself back, it is all because of self-love. It's that doubt, that self-doubt, that self-worth, those feelings of lack, all of those stem back from self-love. So truly, when I look at what's ahead, it is the biggest hero's journey ever ahead. And it's being able to look at everything from this point forward from a different lens, and from the lens of self-love and how that changes everything. And it is already changing everything. So how have things changed in the last couple of days, in the last week, since, kind of discovering the ultimate purpose and now living it? And it has been very peaceful, very calming. I find that I am now very intentional with what I do. I feel like now everything is opened up, and I can now start to kind of look back at some of those just, deep down dreams that you want to happen in your life. Now I can start to see why I've had those. And now that I feel like I've had the dreams in my heart, deep down, that felt like they were so big. And now I have been able to kind of join that with the alignment of my purpose. And now I just have this amazing amount of confidence and excitement that it's time to go for them. Whereas had I not known this purpose, I don't know that I would have went for these dreams. I know I would have second guessed them. I know I would have suppressed them. I would have moved on to something else, maybe something a little easier, smaller, whatever it is. But I feel really confident right now in big changes, and just finally just going after these big dreams. So the alignment is what feels really good. I've heard so much about the flow stage. When you get in that flow stage and everything becomes effortless, and truly that's what it should be. It shouldn't have to be this rigid experience where there's so much suffering and there's so much pain. That's not the way it's supposed to be if we are in alignment. And so I now feel very aligned, and I can quickly tell if something comes up or hits the radar or an opportunity to work on something. I now can do a very quick gut check to know if it's yes or right. I can feel it. So I have that feeling already, but now I also have, I guess the emotional, the mind part of it too, that kind of validates that feeling that it's just not the right thing for me. It doesn't align now with my purpose. So that is what is so exciting, is to be able to have that. And so, I felt like for a while, again, it's like, well, love, or self-love or whatever it is. Gosh, I don't know. I've had those feelings of it just doesn't feel like it's big enough. It doesn't feel like it's big enough to make a huge difference in the world. And I got some really great advice last week that said one person aligned to their truth, the truth of who they are, is more powerful than 1 million people who are not. So perhaps that is a lesson to all of us that, once we find our purpose, how big or small it might be, that once we get aligned to it, that is when we are in our power. And that is when we truly live from our place of power and are able to just live this life in the flow. So incredibly powerful. I continue to digest it. I continue to sink it all, let it all sink in. I probably overthinking way too much. I think very soon I've got to stop thinking very quickly and just kind of move on and just be still, be in the now moment. But for now, definitely doing a lot of analyzing around it. But wow, it feels awesome. Today is National Evaluate Your Life Day. So today I'm sharing all of the things that I'm working on, that I'm thinking about as I go through this process of evaluating. So this week, what I have been working on is architecting my life. And this is great guidance that I have received from the council. And I won't go into detail about the council, but I'll put information in the description if you want to explore and check it out. But the guidance is, start architecting your life. What do you dream? What do you want to create in this lifetime? And that's, I've always had really big dreams, but not all of them have manifested. So now that I feel like I'm in, alignment with my higher self, I know my purpose, which is love. And the first love is self-love. Self-love is the first love. And if I look back on my life and maybe why those big dreams haven't manifested, well, it all comes back to that self-love. So sometimes while I minimize, this purpose and I think, oh, it's just love, that is the ultimate. Now this is like my biggest life, I don't even want to say challenge, but it's like it's changed everything. Now that I know that self-love is my purpose, that's what I've got to focus on. Make sure my day is completely in alignment with that. And then then all of the dreams that I've had start to manifest. and make their way. But why haven't dreams manifested in the past? Well, the universe says yes to everything. The universe says yes to every one of our dreams and desires. So why hasn't it manifested? Well, it's because I haven't allowed myself to receive it. I haven't allowed myself to receive it for whatever reasons, feelings of lack, unworthiness, whatever. But that's why it hasn't come. I haven't been at that vibration match. I mean, if you want something to happen in your life, you have to match the vibration of that happening in your life. And that's where I haven't been yet. But now I'm getting there. So now that I've got, that I have this understanding, now I get to architect life from the new life, this amazing dream life. So I'm starting to architect these huge big dreams, and it has been so incredibly fun. And I got this great piece of advice, training, whatever you want to call it, from a guy named Bentino Mazzaro, and his teachings are very advanced for me. It's sometimes hard for me to even get my mind around. But one of the great things that he talks about is the 3-day rule. And he says that, day one, you have this dream, and it's this amazing dream, and you feel it, and it's your soul's desire to have this dream, and you can't wait, and there's so much energy and excitement around this dream. That is day one. That is the day one excitement and the energy that truly, that if we really want to make that happen, that's that energy we have to align to. That's the vibration we have to constantly kind of exude, to align to make that manifest. But what happens then? There's day two. And these are just analogies, so the time could be a couple of hours, could be a couple of days, could be a couple of months. But then the day two starts to set in, and this is where you hit the challenge. And this is where you start to get the beliefs of, I don't think this is really for me. I don't think I can do it. There's no way I've got the resources. There's no way. And we just start to second guess our big dreams. And we sometimes just excuse that for the brick wall and just say, you know what? It's not even going to happen. I'm not going to be able to make that happen. So we just let it go, and we forget about our dreams. And that's usually where it ends. We have all these dreams that are in our heart, and we get so much excitement over them. And then either we tell ourselves it can't happen, or maybe others tell us it can't happen. But whatever it is, we give up. We give up at day two. Day three, if we can just make it past day two. Day three is when you see the transformation, you see the manifestation, you see the celebration of all of it. That's what we have to get to. So it is not a brick wall. We just have to get past it. We have to get past it and trust that this dream is in our heart for a reason. We just have to have the dream. That's all we have to do. Leave the universe up to how in the world it happens, and be excited about that, and be excited in the journey, and wait for the amazing world and its synchronicities to make it happen. But we just have to keep the dream. We have to keep our thoughts strong. We have to keep our vibration strong, because that's what's going to manifest it. So that is what I've been working on this week, and I'm just so grateful for all of this. I'm so grateful to now have this purpose, that now kind of has cleared the space for these amazing dreams that I've had, the big dreams. Truly have no idea how they'll fall into place, but I have amazing confidence now that it's going to. I feel like my mind is right, my vibration is right, and I can't wait to see it all unfold. So that is today.